And I thought I'd start with you, Roger. In your book, one of the things that was very compelling to me from the start is that the first person you meet in this village in Western Africa, you realize you have a connection with this man. You realize that you were both born in 1956. Take the story from there. Talk about how making these connections with people helps open up the world of storytelling.
Yeah, thank you very much, Allison. Frank, great introduction. Food is a marvelous, compelling, vitally, extremely important story, and getting more important as we go along. And when you first introduced me, you mentioned the kind of this 1-2 punch of outrage and inspire, which is kind of my journalistic mantra and what I like to deploy in my writing. I guess if you looked in on me on my times of writer's block, which are frequent, it wouldn't be particularly pretty what you would see, but I'd be kind of outrage and inspire, and so I feel I was channeling or feeling the outrage and energy of Ben Simon when he was speaking earlier. And I think that can be really, really effective. Outrage that we brought hunger with us into the 21st century at a time when we're producing more food than ever before, but inspire that there's so many people on the front lines of building a better food system. And many of you are in this room or watching on the live stream. And I think what really makes that really impactful, the outrage and inspire, is that one focuses, as Frank was talking about, on the characters and the people and the individuals. And they provide the compelling stories and the compelling narratives. And that's what I then tried to do in the last hunger season. And in that book, I follow 4 farmers through the course of a year. There are 4 farmers in Western Kenya, and follow them through the course of the year as they descend into this profound period of deprivation in the hunger season. And the outrage and inspire that I was working on that was the outrage that I think is the cruelest irony in the world, and particularly the cruelest irony of Africa, is that Africa's hungriest people are her smallholder farmers. And the absurdity and obscenity and stupidity of that oxymoron, hungry farmers. It's kind of the outrage, but the inspiration of what these farmers were doing themselves, these 4 farmers and this social enterprise organization that they were working with, the 1 Acre Fund, to kind of come out of that and conquer their own hunger seasons. Those 4 farmers, and the one that Allison was mentioning, that I had met, one is a man named Francis Mamati. Kind of of the 4 farmers, 3 are women, and one then, Francis, the man, which kind of reflects the demographics of who was doing the smallholder farming in Africa, as we heard earlier, mainly women. And when I met Francis, it turns out, I just asked him kind of the easy initial information. Well, how old are you? He said when he was born, 1957. Don't add another year to me. It's okay. He was born in 1957. I said, Francis, that's when I was born. So I figured, well, when were you born? Maybe some weird cosmic thing that we're kind of share the same birthday. And he said, I think I was born in May or June. I said, May or June? I mean, he's got 12 months to pick from. Why May or June? He says, my mom, she gave me a second name, a third name, Francis Mamati, a middle name, Wanjala. Wanjala is their word for hunger. There, they frequently name their children after the time of the growing season when they were born. The depth of this hunger season, of this period of profound deprivation in Western Kenya, is usually May or June. So he figures, I must have been born during that time. So I said, Francis, you're one of the farmers that I need to follow because your very name is what I'm trying to capture, this Wanjala, this hunger season. And then his efforts to basically turn that name to become Mr. Wakeza, which is the harvest and the great harvest. So just in that embodiment of that one character then became kind of this outrage and this inspiration all at one time.